data types and the methods being applied on those data types. For our data types, we have the string, which is a character, alphabetical character. We have our numbers, which ranges from 0 to 99 or 100 and to infinity. We also have an array and also an object. Before we proceed, I would like to tell you that a variable is a container, and let me show you just like we did before in other videos. Let x, our x here is a container that is holding the value 230 for us. So bear it in mind. We could be able to use var, or we could be able to use let. The let is the latest keyword or keyword for holding assigning a variable. So let's proceed with this class. So we're looking into JavaScript data types, and we'll be looking into the data types within the JavaScript ecosystem. Okay, so the first one is string. So this is a string now. Let me show you what a string is. Let VTH equal to VTH. So this is a string. So our variable is holding the value with a string data type. Okay, so and our number is let our NVTHO equal to 20. Okay, so you can see that what we have here is now 20, which is a number. And we also have other types of data type. We also have an array. An array is denoted by a square bracket like this. So let me assign it something. Let array equal to this. Then I could be able to fit in the values. Let me say Marie or Martha success. So within the array data type, or within the array holder, to be able to assign a string or a number. And lastly, we have an object, which is denoted by this. So this, and our object is a value pair, so we can be able to say, give me the name and the value, and then you can pass the value, and so forth and so on. And we also have a boolean. A boolean helps to evaluate a statement whether it is true or false. So let's say if a VTHO equal to any VTHO. So what the boolean does is it returns a false or a true based on the argument or expression it is evaluating. So you might be evaluating if Obi is a boy. If Obi is a boy, true. If Obi is a boy, you can also say within your own opinion if it's false. So that's what the boolean data type does for us. And without the data type, we won't be able to do some evaluation. Okay, so let's say let me comment this off. This is a number, and this is an array, and this is also an object, and the next one is a boolean. Okay, so let me take that off, and then let's continue. So as without the data type, we won't be able to run evaluation on our expression. So let's say we want to calculate this. Let hold down for to, and for our string also contains a quote. You have to put your string in quotes. So you can use double quotes or single quotes. Anyone can serve. Just make sure that you start with a single quote and also end with a single quote, or start with a double quote and also end with a double quote. And so let me say I want to calculate this plus 45, and the computer won't know if it's to add both key and 45. So with the data type will really eliminate the stress that will be given to our system. So whenever we say key, whenever the system sees the quote, it will be able to determine that this is a string. And whenever the system sees the 45 without the quote, it will know that that is a number. So let's console as log and see what happens. Or okay, let's console.log, and put in our holder, and let's see what happens, and then I'll tell you what happened there. So that is supposed to be my file, and open up the dev tools. Okay. So you can see we have key 45. And so what the JavaScript does is to bring in, because we have a string in the first place, it's going to run a concatenation because he stored a string in the first place. And moreover, JavaScript also starts its evaluation from the left. So let me do an inverse of this by swapping the, let me swap this and show you guys that JavaScript starts its evaluation from the left. So this is going to be 45 key, and let's refresh. I can see 45 key. So JavaScript always starts from the left to in evaluation, and whenever our JavaScript stores a string, just like I said in the previously, that the plus sign can also be used as concatenation. But let me also show you, whenever JavaScript sees two numbers together, it's going to add up or multiply or subtract those two numbers. But whenever it gets to seeing a string, it's going to concatenate the string with the number. So let me show you another example using the same formula, using the same stuff. Let's say this will be 50 plus 100 plus key, and I will say hold the 1, and copy this and paste 1, and let me refresh, and what you see what happens. Okay, so 45 key, which is our holder, and the 150 key is now our holder 1. Why? So JavaScript sees this as a number and also sees this as a number, So it adds it up together, making it 150. Then when JavaScript came to another clause and saw a string, it had to concatenate both the string and the already added number that it is holding. So that's how JavaScript works, or JavaScript evaluates our expressions. And but is type of the type of is also used to check the type of the data type that we have. The type of operator is used to check the type of data type that a variable is. So let's say we want to check what our holder is, and we could be able to say type of holder, and it could be able to say if it's a string or a number or an object or a null or undefined or empty. And so whenever like I said, like I just say an empty or null or undefined, whenever a variable does not have any value, that means the type of that it will return will be empty. And whenever another thing that it might return will be undefined, because you just define a variable without adding a value to it. So the variable is undefined as well. And let's see what this returns. And okay, you can see a string. Why? Because 45 and also the key makes it to be a string. And let me show you this. So let me remove the string, and the final result should be a number. And refresh once more, and you can see this is a number, because the end result is 95, which is a number. The end result of this will be 50, 100 key, which is a string. And so let me show you the empty. So this is an empty variable, and when I refresh, it's going to come up with an empty or null. That should be a null or undefined. So you can see I declared my variable, but I didn't put any value within it in it. Empty is whenever I open the variable also without, and I put equal to, and also open a string, a double quote or whatever, or a single quote, and I'm trying to check the type of, it's going to return an empty or null. Okay, it returned the string. Okay, actually it returned the string reason, because he saw the double quotes here, and that's the reason why he returned a string. So let me remove these and place it back to where it is, for 5 plus 40. And so that's it, guys, with JavaScript data types. We'll be looking in depth into the data types that we've already seen here. And the next one that we are going to be looking into is the JavaScript data type, which is a string. And we also see how to manipulate strings. And the next one after the string will be the number. So guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned.